It is Monday, April the 14th. It's exactly 7 p.m. Oh yeah, I'm so German. I'm so perfectly on time. Obviously, as you do. Whoever is already watching, welcome. And if you're not watching and just want to stay in the bushes, happy bush day. Oh, let me just switch this off for a second here. We don't need the monitoring sound right here. So here we go. Let me just open my YouTube studio here so that I can read you guys stuff a little better. Hey, Poppy. Good to see you. At least good to read you. Good to see you. Welcome to my house. Hey, Maria. Good evening. Good afternoon, actually, to you guys. You have afternoon over there. Maria, I believe it's 2 p.m. at your time. And Poppy, like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. or something like that. Here's 1 minute. Here's 1 minute past 7. So pretty early evening. Still some daylight outside. And we're getting towards evening. And today I will use the opportunity to talk a little bit about music and talk a little bit about how everything started and how everything got kind of, well, how can I say? How everything got started with the music stuff and everything. And yeah. So that we can get a couple of things done, get a couple of things. Hey, Miri, Va Jesus. Eddie Tricks Vlogs is in the house. Welcome to the building. Thank you for coming. Really appreciating it. And I even figured out, hey, Bozede, good evening from the Uibu Pepe. Welcome everyone to the house. I think, wait a second. Does Poppy? No, Poppy does not have. Poppy now has a blue jacket. All right, got that sorted out as well. All right, Poppy, you are now an official member of the house. You got a blue jacket as well. Bozede, the holy water is on the way to you. So I shipped it out today. Hi, Beth. Welcome to the house. Susie. Is it actually Susie or is it Sussy? I'm not sure. I think I never asked that. Thanks for coming, Beth. Really appreciating it. Welcome to the house. And yeah, now we're getting a few people in there. I'll wait another minute or two and then I'm going to give a little bit feedback on how everything started with my music influence and how everything started with me getting into electronic music in particular, so that you have some more backgrounds on that as well. Of course, happy to answer questions. So today there is no DJ deck directly involved, so happy to for sure answer some questions as well. But nevertheless, I'll put on some beats and get them sorted out as well, so that we have some music coming up here as well, and then have some fun, have some beats in the background at least, and then getting the whole thing started a little bit and see how this goes. Let me just get this sorted out. Okay, this sounds good. Can you guys hear the beats in the background, or should I make it a little bit louder? I'll make it a little bit louder. There you go. Okay. Why is this not working? This is not MIDI. Ah, there you go. Okay. All right. Hey Raúl, my friend. Buenos dias, buenas noches. Weibo Pepe in the house. So it is like just after 7 o'clock. Let's start to have some decent conversation about your. It's written. I'm not old. I'm special. That's what is written on the T-shirt. As you see, it's a cassette. For those who don't know what it is, Google it. I just remember pencils and music. And if you look on Google what a cassette is, then you understand why a pencil was so necessary back then. Even more important than a cassette. You didn't have a pencil, you most likely have lost it. So I want to give you a little bit insights of my musical influence and why I ended up with electronic music in the first place. So for those who don't know, I was born in 1971, and that is actually when disco came up, like Bonnie M, all these funny people from back then. So everything you could possibly think of that was played in Studio 54, that was actually the music from the time that I was born. Obviously, when you are the first time I heard music was like remembering music was like in the mid of the 70s, end of the 70s, when I was a little older and started to remember there was quite some Bonnie M coming up back then. And Bonnie M actually was produced by a German producer called Frank Farian. What a lot of people don't know is that Frank Farian was also the voice of the singer from Bonnie M. So the gentleman who was dancing there on Bonnie M videos that you can watch on YouTube or wherever, that was actually Frank Farian. And Frank Farian was also the guy who actually produced Milli Vanilli. We all know the Scandal thing, who also only did lip dubbing. And they actually, so he was the voice behind everything, and he was the producer behind everything. Well, he was not the voice behind Milli Vanilli, but he was the male voice of Bonnie M. Why am I starting with the 70s and why am I starting with the disco? Because if you remember certain songs from Bonnie M or from that kind of people, the bass drum was quite essential for the rhythm. That also went back to the 80s. If you think of Modern Talking and other people like that who put some beats into the music to keep it 4/4 tactic. Hey, Essie, very nice to have you here. Wait a second. Let me give you and Beth the blue jacket right away so that I don't forget that. There you go. And Beth, here's your jacket as well. There you go. So why I actually got that in the first place, why I went to there, because a couple of years later, like 10, 12 years later, like mid-end of the 80s, a lot of people in Detroit and Chicago were kind of fed up with the music that was played one record after the other. So one record stopped, the next record was starting and it was out of rhythm, and the people went off the dance floor to get something to drink and stuff like that. So some DJs have actually sat down at their home, in their houses, and hey, a ninja. So they sat down in their houses and started to produce their own records with, from today's perspective, super old machines. Putting tapes together, putting some lines above each other, having some bass drum, having some mid-tones, having some vocals maybe, and some piano stuff, and actually started to put the songs together in their houses. And that is actually why it's called house music, because people have done that in their houses back then, because obviously studio work was way too expensive for most of the people in Detroit and Chicago at the time. And that is how actually the house music movement started. And in the end of the day, if I consider the good old times with you cannot do anything with a pencil as long as you don't eat beans. Trust me, with beans, pencil works quicker, especially with the alternative breathing that we talked about yesterday. Just saying. So the thing is that was a new movement called house music, and I will actually put some links here on my channel later, or actually on the channel wall, which refer to those things. There you can see some very, very cool documentaries about people like Frankie Knuckles, like DJ Pierre, and all that's people who are really legends on not only on the turntables but also on producing, because they were the first ones actually ever that really produced house music, as it was called back then. Now the interesting thing is that we are now talking about the United States, right? Detroit, Chicago, that were the most influencers on of that music at the time. So they started to produce or reproduce or remix disco records, like for instance, "I Feel Love" or some stuff like that from that time, and they took snippets and put them together into house music, into dance tracks that were then mixable from one track to the next one, as I do it on my channel. Most of you have witnessed it quite some times. So I'm mixing tracks into the other, so that there's a constant moving on, not only on the screen, but for instance also on, if you guys dance along at home, which I don't see from here obviously, then you can actually see what's going on there, and you can actually hear and watch on the screen what I'm actually doing with the records. That when one record gets transited is in a transition to another record, let's call it that way. And then you actually can continue moving, dancing without that you even go. So the good DJs back then, they have produced records like there was no tomorrow. So during the week, they produced up to 3 records if necessary. Once they knew how to do it in the old school system, then they got that sorted out. And then they actually started to get these records into the clubs. And the way of selling back then was not via the big record companies, unless it was a super hit, but it was more like the underground record labels. So literally everyone started to create their own label to also avoid this massive costs that record companies back then have taken. So if you compare that a little bit with the music industry back then, you can actually now compare with those who are monetized of you guys. You can compare that with YouTube. So the music industry, if you sold a CD back then, or a record even, a vinyl record, good old vinyl record, you could actually consider that you're the composer, you did the job, you did the work, you composed everything together, you went to studio, you went all that. So obviously record company paid a little bit of the studio and stuff, but most of the money from any kind of music that was produced went to the record company, and the composer itself only got, like, depending on negotiation, between 10 and 20% of every record that was sold. All the rest went to the record companies. That's why all these big record companies in the States, for instance, if it is Universal, if it is whatever, that's why they are so rich these days. Now, things have changed, but I come to that in a little bit. Going back to my time when electronic music hit me the very first time, that was in 1988, but it was not house music. It was already what we called acid techno, acid music. Maybe some older people, older in quotes, who have listened to music in the end of 80s, maybe you remember this big smiley, this big emoji, the yellow one with a smile on it. We called it Smiley over here, and that was when the first acid tracks came out. And actually those t-shirts were not permitted in my school where I was back then, because what most of us did not know, this smiley thing was an ecstasy pill, which was only that big. But the thing is that back then it was just like a pill, but we just thought it was a kind of an emblem of the music, obviously naive as we were as kids. So that was my first time that I heard electronic music, and in the rarest way. Obviously I grew up with Kraftwerk, and For those who know Kraftwerk or ever heard of, there is a song called We Are Robots or Autobahn. I'm gonna write the name, Kraftwerk. They're actually from Düsseldorf, from Germany. That's where I'm from. And the thing is that you can actually watch those videos also, and I strongly recommend that. That's very old school techno, if you will. It's electronic music from the finest arts. And it is like the very, very cool beginning in Germany when it was, I believe, in the late 70s. I'm not 100% sure when they actually started, and they're still on the road and still on stage and performing, and started in a niche, so to speak, but because of 2 or 3 hits, they are worldwide well known, and they have been a big influence on many producers of electronic music nowadays. And the cool thing is really that if you now look at electronic music from nowadays, it is it has various directions that it took from back then. Now the interesting part is I became kind of a follower or a believer into electronic music in the end of the 80s. I believe it was in 1987 when I was in Frankfurt, and there was a first techno party that I accidentally kind of visited, because it was really cool to be out in Frankfurt back then. Nobody knew why, but then I had my kind of awakening. It was a club in the middle of it was not even really a club, it was a little shed, a little room, a little whatever thing, and it was really interesting to see what thing was happening then. Electronic music was totally new, but since then I didn't want to go to any regular discotheque anymore, because there was just the chart stuff, the pop music and all these things that was common in the 80s at that time. And I got a little bored with that, to be honest, because I was never really too much into the typical commercial music that you can listen to in the radio. I always preferred to listen to kind of other things. I was very much into rock music, and still am actually, listening to heavy metal and stuff like that, but my passion was always more electronic music, especially when I started DJing a little bit in some very little bars and stuff like that, and getting some second income from that. And it was always cool to interact with the people on the dance floor, and it was also always cool to interact with the music itself. And I really loved playing around with vinyls back then, but also having the opportunity to mix tracks back then already from one track to the other. I'll talk about that. Let me get something else on here so that we have a little bit alternative on the holy dance floors, on the holy decks. Let me see what we got here for you guys. Changing it a little bit to something else. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna write the tracks that I'm starting to play. I'm just putting the first 4 tracks for the beats. I'm gonna write the tracks. First track was Tom Hade's Blast. So in case you want to have the tracks later on, feel free to take that. We need 50 likes. Oh yeah, thank you. Oh yeah. By the way, sorry, I'm such a bad self-advertiser. Guys, don't forget to hit the holy like button there, and also if you haven't done so already, feel free to subscribe, and let's have some good time together. Obviously, if you comment the video after the live stream, I'll be very happy to also visit your channel, comment and like. Let's grow together. It's really cool. Thank you 7M to remind the people. You'll get the red carpet of the day. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So back to the topic, end of the 80s, talking about 1987. First real direct touch point with electronic music in a club in Frankfurt. And then I was really bored going to this local discotheques where I was from back then. And then I believe in 1991, it was, no, 1989 was the first Love Parade. I just read about that in the newspaper. So I went to Berlin in 1990 when I then saw those legends who are now legends somehow, some people like West Bam, unfortunately also someone like Marusha and stuff like that. But I believe 1990 was the second Love Parade and I was there. I watched it. It was a very, very small movement back then, like just a couple trucks and very loud music in the very center of Berlin. And it was a cool thing to do that. And it was really an underground movement. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. This is underground. And I felt like at home. And unfortunately, I also have to say it became very much commercial very fast. So I still went to Berlin to party, but I didn't go to Love Parade anymore because it got too big too fast, and I don't like the commercial stuff too much around it. Maybe also that's the reason why I'm not, why until a certain point I was not too much behind getting monetized for my own channel, because I was really watching, I would really love to play the music and do the stuff. Now I'm getting butt kicked from certain people there, also here in the room. Hey, you have to do more, you have to do this, you have to tell people more about yourself, da 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 da. And, oh, quirky. So we dance together without dancing together, I'm just realizing. And so the thing is that I can remember good old times when I then went to clubs in Berlin like Tresor, like Bunker, and all that stuff. That was awesome times because those clubs were not even legal clubs. It was more kind of where the Bunker, the Tresor was actually in the former bank, and they just occupied it to get the to get some, get some speakers on there on the floor, getting a car battery and get it running with a record decks and stuff like that. That is how those clubs went. Some of those clubs even only existed for one night, because at the end of the day it was like an illegal movement, and it was so cool. But then those movements also became popular all over Germany. So this little illegal things started to grow. It was, we should not forget, between 1989 and 1991, Germany was just reunited. And at the end of the day, that was also a great platform for people to actually do whatever they wanted in a gray legal zone. So they didn't do really illegal things or something. They didn't destroy anything, but the club movement and the subculture of house and techno back then, that is how it actually started to grow, and that was really cool to do. At the end of the day, and this is really how I became involved, kind of. I was actually DJing my first DJ job, and I was asked that a couple of days ago in one of my live sessions. My first DJ job was actually had nothing to do with house or techno. It was in a very small gay bar in Düsseldorf. I saw a newspaper advert. Hey, we are looking for a DJ, and I went there, and it was a tiny little bar, and I was like, oh my God, what am I even doing here? And then it turned out it was a gay bar, and they needed someone playing music there Fridays and Saturdays. And I was like, okay. It was for payment, it was for free drinks and free food, whatever they had there. Obviously, the audience were totally gay. I was, as they called it, I was then the straight guy for the quote, if you will. And in the end, for equal opportunity. So I was behind the turntables, and I really have to say it was a great time. I did that like almost 2 years-ish, something like that. And except 1 or 2 weekends in that 2 years, I was there every weekend, Friday and Saturday, playing music that I obviously desperately hated, to be honest. And German folk music, or Schlager as we call it here. I was like, my ears are still bleeding if I just think about it. And then in 1994, Poison Club in Düsseldorf opened at the Central train station. And it was really, really interesting because That was the first house slash techno club in Düsseldorf, and it was at a very prominent place, if you will, because if you arrive in Düsseldorf, in the west of Germany, it is, for those who have been there, they know what I'm talking about. It is pretty much the it is pretty much the the center of Düsseldorf, so to speak. The central train station. From there you walk, I don't know, 10, 12 minutes to the old town or to the city center. But within the side entrance of the central train station, there was the Poison Club that's just open, and I went there to party once by coincidence because I didn't even know it existed. And then they said, "Hey, we're looking for DJs and stuff." And I said, "Okay, you know what? Next week I come back with a with a with a demo tape, cassette. Here, demo tape. There you go. That was my demo tape." And so I went back there Saturday after that, and then Monday they called me, "Hey, can you play on Saturday?" I said, "Yeah, for how long?" "Yeah, let's start with a 2 hour set." And I said, "Okay, let's do that." So I went to a record store and bought every possible record that I could get for 2 hours because I had quite some at home, but I wasn't really sure what the people wanted to hear there. So I bought a couple of things, and then I started playing there in 1994. And in the first year, I became resident, and I did that for like 2 years, like every second Saturday. I also played other clubs, and the question came up today or yesterday from someone. If I ever did that as a professional, so means like my only job. Answer: no. It was never my own job. It was never my main job. I always had a main job. Still, I have. So I always had this regular job thing and doing the DJ thing beside that. And here's why: because when you are a DJ, like a full-time DJ and a professional DJ, you're really much depending on the booking agency. You're really much depending on getting booked regularly, at least back then. You have to produce your own stuff to stay in the loop and to stay very much into getting known even more and more and more, going to the big raves as well, even though I didn't like them, but it was kind of a must to have played at the Mayday party at least once, which is every April 30th. Still actually running the thing. It is mandatory to, if any possible, to produce 2 or 3 records a year, which are played in the clubs. And back then, recording and producing was quite a challenging thing, which it is still now, if you're not too familiar with the roundabouts of music, like putting the harmonies, putting the beats, putting the rhythms, and having the tacting correctly and all that stuff. So back then I didn't produce at all, I just DJ'd. So I went to this record store, bought the records, and DJ'd until 1997. 1997 I did that, and then I had enough. And I had to focus on my career, obviously, in job. I wanted to move on and I wanted to go forward. So I stopped the DJ thing for a long, long time. But I never lost the connection to house music and stuff. So I still bought CDs and records, and I went to raves, but just as a guest in that case. And also, since I never took any drugs, I'm most likely one of those kids from back then, one of the 1% that actually came out of that totally sober. So that's why now my screws from the brain are going, and I'm going to Beans and Banana Land, but that's another story. We come to that at another day. In the end of the day, the house music was a lot also influenced by other music styles. If you think about disco, if you think about I'm a recycled teenager, yeah. If you think about house music or techno music in general, is very much influenced by music from Africa, from Asia, from Europe, from North and South America. On coming Saturday, I'll actually play a funky house mix, so there you can actually hear what I'm thinking about. Is my stream bad or something? Am I still okay? Can I just get a 1-4 stream is okay? Or because I see some. Can I get a 1 stream still okay? Or just a 2 like stream is not okay? Then I know what's going on. Hey guys, just do me a favor. A one in the chat, please. Okay, thank you. Just that I know that stream is still working. So in the end of the day, so that was so the influence. Okay, some words has problems then. So in the end of the day, the thing is that if you listen to house music, and I'll again on the wall later I'll put some links on what I would recommend you to watch around to have some deeper ideas on how the whole thing started. There's a very cool documentary on house music, the Detroit thing, and I would recommend you to watch it. It's a true documentary, quite some years old, but still valid. And then the electronic music really gives you a lot of variations in regards of what it is today. So before it was house and techno, and then came trance. Now we have deep house, we have funky house, we have disco house, we have, I don't know, whatever house music you can consider. We have tech house, techno, we have hardstyle, we have techno, we have deep techno, we have whatever techno, and also we have a lot of stuff going on in general in electronic music. So if you look for a combo called the Disco Boys, they have done a lot of remixes from the 90s, and there is a lot of remixes anyway if you look at it in the 90s and also in the 2000s, and up to now they do a lot of remixes of songs from back then, try to make an extra penny out of that, which I don't like too much, because the remixes nowadays, they're done by AI very much often. And if I, for instance, consider our friend Raul, who is doing his own songs, one song a week, and is realizing that all on his own by hand, by of course computer programs, but not by AI. You can actually consider the work and the effort that someone has to put in, and that is really interesting to see how things are actually going. Oh, by the way, if you guys have any questions today, I'm not mixing live, so feel free to ask anything you want to know for the. So let's keep it topic related today. Let's keep it with the music, and then if you have any questions on that, on what I'm talking about, or if you want to have any additional information or something, please feel free to let me know. I'm very happy to interact with you guys, and also very much thank you by this second for all those who are coming. It's really interesting for me to also to know what you guys are thinking about. Anyway, going back to nowadays, or going back to why I actually came back to DJing. It's a very simple thing. We all remember 5 years ago COVID hit, and we were all forced to stay at home. And so I was looking for something like, okay, what can I do? What am I supposed to do? How can I do? How can I do something like a hobby? I mean, we got dogs at home and everything, but when is the next service? We will discuss that when the cucumbers are getting big and anchovy. Then we can talk about next service, okay? So in the end of the day, the reason why I actually started was COVID, or why I restarted it was COVID. And the thing is that I thought, okay, what am I going to do? I looked on YouTube, what are things that people do there? And well, thank God I looked like I could deliver anytime soon, but no, thank God I didn't give birth to any babies. The world would be a disaster if that would happen. But so the thing is that the reason why actually and how I started was I looked at YouTube, okay, what are other people doing there? So I came across some DJs, not known, well known, everything was there. All of a sudden everyone was a DJ. And the interested thing is that I then thought, okay, let's have a look. So what I did recently, or what I did then, let me show you my little thing here again. I'm gonna just point the. So this is my current machine, and this is my current machine. As you know, this has got two lines. This one, you see, silent, loud. Actually, let me put some other track. So, and then you can actually see live. So you can pretend, I can now pretend that I have my earphones on, and I put this around here. I would listen to that by putting this one on. That would be the magic button for my earphone, which I don't need right now, of course. And then I put that on, play around here a little bit. And this is, by the way, not just for show. This buttons have functions as well. You can make, this is the high, the midis, and the bass. And now let's just go back, put some other sounds in there. And now you see I have some magic buttons here. Make it a bit hallway. So this is the machine that I bought 4 years ago. And this will actually be replaced by the new machine, hopefully coming this week. And I've advertised it already on YouTube in the short that it will be coming hopefully this week. And then I will do a video of the unpacking ceremony, so to speak. And then we get that sorted out as well. And yeah, so then we get then I will have this plugged on hopefully by the end of this week, getting used to it, and then do a session with the new machine, which has actually 4 sound lines instead of the 2 that I have right now. And then it's gonna be like an awesome thing, having fun, and then I have a lot more opportunities to actually spin around with the lines, the four sound lines, because then I have, let's say, 1 record running like now, but I have 3 other opportunities to take snippets live from other sound amenities, such as record or other, well, not record of course because all digital files, but like having the cool thing done with that kind of stuff, and playing around a lot more, and even try to trick around a little bit with the copyright system. Yeah, that is how I actually restarted the whole thing. And I played on 3 occasions actually live as well, and actually on 4. And but 3 of them was for the company that I work for our summer party and Christmas parties, and 1 other occasion. But I was asked many times, hey, would you like to play again in the club and stuff like that? I was like, I'm not sure about it. Don't think so. You know, the kids are now in a total different generation of partying and total different listening to music, and therefore I'm not too much into it anymore, to be honest. But if I ever get a request from Africa somewhere, Kenya, Nigeria, wherever there is a soul club where they would like me to play, I might seriously consider to do it for a 1 night only or something like that. That would be awesome. But in a typical club live back, not necessarily going to think about going to regular club life anymore, because that would mean too much time to be involved, and you know, you have to get prepared so much days before. And I'm having a regular job, so yeah, working regularly and working, you know, on a regular basis in the company, earning my money like all the others here as well. So that's my regular daily life. And whoopala, my smartphone, my phone is trying to do an own journey on its own. So, geez, come on, stay, don't move. I don't know what's going on today. My phone is not behaving well. Let's say it that way. My phone is not behaving well. Okay. Let's hope now it stays. So, this is actually what's going on at the moment. And so now that also explains why I'm already here more than 4 years, because I started it in 2021, last year, to be honest, from I believe March or something, April, until the end of the year. I only did like 2 or 3 mixes that are pre-recorded and put online. Then this year I didn't do too much until I believe 5 or 6 weeks ago, when I started again in February, starting to mix again, upload again, do some stuff, getting connected with others, and all of a sudden I'm part of the Goga family and know all you people, and having a great time getting connected, meeting you all on my stream, meeting you guys on your own streams, in your own worlds, in your own houses, and visiting you and partying with you guys on whatever occasion. If it is a monetization party, if it is a Goga Sunday service, if you guys come to my place Wednesdays and Saturdays to party to some electronic music or workout, or whatever you guys do during me playing the music. The only disadvantage is that you cannot really see what's going on behind the scenes when I'm playing. So I do love to do the DJ stuff, but it is really cool for me if the chat is always running like it is today and like it was the other couple of times, because then I see there's people actually listening to it, or there's people actually involved, or kind of whatever thing. Again, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm very happy to answer and to interact with you guys. So if there's anything, let me start this again. Okay. Let's get some more hi-hats in there. All right. Let me raise this a little bit. Okay. So, what comments? What comments, boss with Bozede? What comments am I supposed to read? Ragus is not reading comments. Guys, I'm trying to keep it Christian politically correct here. Now let me see what you guys give. Okay, unboxer will be great. Okay, whatever you guys, okay, I'm reading comments right now. What comments would you like to give that I shall answer on? My eyes are fixed on the chat right now. And sports with Bozede, what am I shy on? Don't spread wrong rumors. I'm not shy at all. For sure not. I have no idea what you're talking about. No, it's not being composed right now, and I'm also not being composted right now. If that was a misspelling. No, I'm not composing right now. This is just having some beats in the background while I'm speaking to you guys. So this is just this is composted. No, soon I'll be composted, Talata. Soon I'll be composted. What comments? Jesus, and write them again. Write them again. I was just trying to give you some valuable. Oh, Maria, I know quite some, but I cannot name them right now because they might be in the bushes. But the thing is that I wanted to, for a change, I wanted to give you some value. Not only do the B&B thing that I will do later on at a later time. Not now, Maria. Not now. Not now. Not now. I try to be a good boy for a change. You never know what's coming next. Otherwise, some people might have some ding dong ideas or something. I don't know, but that's another story. And interestingly, if I consider the fact that hey Shelly, buenas noches, good evening. So at the end of the day, so this was the story behind it, kind of as short as possible, how things got where they are now on YouTube, and the B&B Foundation, or the FGO, whatever you want to call it. The The interesting thing is that if you think about music nowadays, and maybe I can also sum that up a little bit with the music industry, and we have quite some musicians around here and people who produce and rap and do that kind of stuff. Music has totally changed in regards of making money out of it. The thing is that nowadays we have YouTube, we have the Talata, I don't get you. I'm totally lost. What kind of... Huh? Honey, I didn't take my old people's medicine yet, so help my brain to work. What comments did I not see? Come on, honey. You can't let me die dumb. So interestingly, the music industry has changed. A lot of you are using Spotify on a regular basis, or you go to YouTube or stuff like that. So if you think about Spotify, now let's say I produce a track and I upload it on Spotify. Until I get my first euro out of my own music, Spotify makes a huge amount of money with that. Just consider one track, because a lot of people don't use the premium version, they use the non-paying version. So you as a consumer get the music for free. Obviously you have commercials and all that stuff every 20 seconds, but Spotify makes millions and millions and millions of dollars with that, while the musician only gets money when at the end of the day, the point is that the musicians don't get much money out of that anymore. That time is definitely over. So these days you don't make music for money anymore. That was in the 80s and the 90s, and then when it all was digitized, then that is a different story. And by the way, Talata, I'm doing funny things here as well. This is my first ever speaking stream where I try to put some value as it for a change, but don't worry. I just did 47 minutes so far, and we can also talk beans and bananas in the rhythm of the night or something like that. Not a problem at all, my darling. And but today I thought I would for a change give you some information about, because we all do funny things on our channels and we all do serious things in our channels, but I thought maybe it would be interesting for you also to understand the things behind the scenes, how it is, why it happens, how it happens, how all these things started, so that you have some little bit more back insights on how the things go. And also on the comment of Sports with Bosere, yes, it is all funny for me, be on other people's channel being funny there, because there I'm not the host, so I don't have to really take care of chats and me playing records and stuff. By the way, talking about that, you might have noticed that when I'm playing my live sessions with music, I hardly ever write something in the chat. Sometimes I write a little hello or something, and that's it. Reason for that is very simple, because when I'm DJing, then I'm really focusing on the music, because I want to play a set that is as good as I possibly can. Because I think the worst thing you can do is play a set and the audience is like, oh, he fucked up the transition again. Oh no, that track doesn't match to this one, and so on and so on and so on. So it's quite some preparation that I have to do before playing, like every DJ does. And in the end of the day, the thing is that it is quite somewhere behind that, and people usually don't know because they're not DJing or not producing. But everyone who has ever stayed behind the turntables, at the DJ's perspective, you understand that there is this opportunity to entertain people, but it's way easier to get a stream empty or a club empty if you play the wrong tracks. So therefore, I've been asked to play more live sessions rather than pre-recorded sessions. So I do 2 live sessions at least during the week, which is every Wednesday, starting this week. Every Wednesday you're gonna have a live session of a little more than an hour and a half maybe. And Saturdays you will have another live session in the afternoon German time, to then have the chance to also listen to some more stuff different styles. So this Wednesday, for instance, it will be techno. So it will be pretty much like duns, 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 duns. A little more harder style, and I believe like Talata can do her beans and bacon workout so that everything sits in the right position for the weekend when dating. And at the end of the day, then on Saturdays it will be various things. I did a couple of gospel house sessions now. This Saturday it will be more a funky house thing. And by the way, everything is already announced on my channel, so you guys can actually bookmark it, set the bell and everything, and when the story started, or when the stories start, then you can actually have the notification on. And let me see what that is. Bro, what are you, good Jesus Christ, what are you posting here, man? Bro, do me a favor. At least ask permission first. Wait a second. Guys, if you want to place a link or something, that's cool, but please ask permission first, or I'll actually post something. Thank you. So if you have any question, feel free to ask, or if you want to complain that I'm not joking enough, feel free to let me know. And at the end of the day, if you guys have any wishes on music, also please let me know. I actually got my first music list received, which has to be a bit more with additional material. I got this from Damilola. She was the first one sending me her wish list, her track list. I have to adjust it a little bit because some of the tunes were a little bit too slow for being danced, but no, there's no Naija mix this Wednesday. It's going to be next week. I have to adjust the playlist first, but it's going to be a Naija mix next week, most likely on Wednesday. So next week Wednesday, which would be the 23rd of April, I'm going to be doing the Naija mix. Until then, I have all the tracks together that I need, and then it's done. But for this week, on Wednesday it's techno, on Saturday it's gonna be funky house. Like I played a funky house session already on live before, so it's more like, let's say, modern discotheque, modern 70s, but without the 70s songs. So Naija mix next week for sure. And if you guys so we did the Kenyan edition already, which I learned was not all G-rated, but then again, I have an excuse, I don't speak Swahili. On the other hand, if you have the opportunity to send me a list on my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna just post that real quick. Bear with me. So I'm gonna post the link real quick to my channel itself. Whoop. Let's pin this. So you have that pinned now. There is the section with where you can read my posts and stuff like that. And there's also on the starting page, there's a couple of links like buy me a coffee and all these funny things. And there's also an opportunity to write me an email. So there's also an email. If you click on links, there's a little description and stuff like that. And underneath there's 3 links like buy me a coffee, YouTube, and Instagram. And there's also an email address, a direct email address, which you can reach me with. And then you can actually send me a playlist of yours that you would like to have played, and I can try to at least get something mixable together. It should be possible to get the songs mixed together. It doesn't make sense if I get one reggaeton and one reggae and one Mozart and one classic and one heavy metal. That doesn't really make sense, but oh guys, don't beef. beef in here, please. Don't beef in here, please. Keep it calm. Keep it calm. Keep it calm. There's no reason. It's all good. It's all good. Relax, guys. Relax. And Talata, you're going to serve me very soon. There's something on the way to you. Just saying. So let's keep it peaceful here, guys. Let's keep it peaceful. We're all cool. I'll hand out the blunts later so that we can then have one before we all go home. So, and maybe then before we go back a little bit to music, I can also reveal a little bit that, well, actually we stay with the music. The African music in general is actually a very big influencer on house music. And house music in this particular case, I'm not talking about the 70s remixes, I'm talking about really about stuff like African music, you know, the tribe music, the ritual music, what people play in the relevant country, and what people do in the you know, in the ritual dances and stuff. A lot of those, especially particular drum parts, have been taken over to the house music section, into the house music part, and therefore that is a very, very cool thing, combining old rituals to new music. And if you consider the opportunities that you have these days, you can actually consume music from all over the world at any time, at any place. You just need to have some platform that you're using, like YouTube, Spotify, and stuff like that. And at the end, what is even better on that is the fact that you have the opportunity to bring those cultures together, which is really, really cool. And I think music unites anyway, or it should be. And therefore, that is what we're actually doing. All cool, all cool. Hey Vinko, do me a favor. Why don't you just send me a quick email and we discuss that offline, whatever it is, if it is the case, if there is a case. All is cool. Lily, thank you for taking care, but let's keep it calm, guys. It's just Monday. It's just Monday. We have time to fight until Friday. Have a little sip to drink. At the end of the day, this is a music part, so to speak, and in the case of you guys want to know more, feel free to ask here. Feel free to send an email or whatever thing. I'm just drinking a juice, not hichobi. It's a juice. It's your beans juice from last night, and therefore it's just some juice with ice. It's getting warmer here in Germany too. We are getting spring, and therefore, hello Fidessa, welcome to my little house, and therefore, so that was the. So therefore, I hope that you guys found this a little bit valuable with a little history of if there's any question on this, feel free. Or otherwise, if you have if you have any music idea, I pinned my channel to the top of the chat, and there again underneath the links. Coffee, YouTube, Instagram, you also find the button for the email. Just say who you are or what your nickname is in the chat, and then I will know you anyway, and then just send me your email with a list of music, ideal-wise, artist and name of the track, and then everything is cool, and then we have the opportunity to also get that done. So next week, Wednesday, it will be the opportunity to had the chance to then listen to the night jam music, I'll have that on, and or I have that on the list for next week Wednesday. And for this week Wednesday it's going to be techno, and then on Saturday it's going to be funky house. And then we're going to see what we're going to do after that. And then night jam music next week Wednesday most likely, so that we have the opportunity to get along a little bit there. And I really appreciate, wow, I never had so many live likes in such a relatively short while. I appreciate that so much. And for those who haven't already, please feel free to subscribe. There's regular content on my channel, like live sessions when I speak, like today. Then also live sessions when I do music, like every Wednesday, every Saturday. And from this week on also, every Thursday there will be another speaking session. And then we will see. And I believe sometimes in May, it's not confirmed yet completely, but I believe sometimes in May I will be invited to be at our All Holiness Gogas channel in the Sunday service, and then most likely we'll also speak about certain things then. So I'll not reveal everything in the next couple of weeks, because I also want to have something to talk about at that very special day. And yeah, but that is how it is. Oh, by the way, talking about music, I remember, and I think I spoke about that to Fidessa recently when I was visiting her house, that I still have, well, my former teacher from my school, German school in Nigeria, he actually recorded videos, VHS, as you can see, long time ago, from I believe 1983 or 84. I think I'll do another section of on my channel where you can actually also observe that videos. There was people dancing on the Nigerian National Day, I believe it was, and that they were really dancing in their costumes, and it was really vibrant, and it was really like observing the energy, and a lot of drums played and all that stuff. It was really, really awesome watching that. And I remember I was a kid, so I will never forget that anyway. And that also, when I see people dancing these days, or when I hear certain mini drum parts in a techno piece, then I can most likely say, okay, this has got African influence. And recently someone said to me, Stefan, you are a Nigerian guy, but you are trapped in a Weibo body. And it's kind of true. So music, I believe, has a lot of influences from Africa in the first place, and therefore, yeah, it is really cool to hear that every now and again, back and forth, and having the opportunity to have the speak some pidgin here and there, and get the things done. And also having the opportunity to reunite with people from Africa on modern technologies that we have, like YouTube and other channels. And obviously music is the key to more or less everything, if you will. And therefore that's really cool to have that sorted out. And then yeah, having that done. So there will be a section. I think I'll do a new section on my channel to put it on the front page, that you guys can see it a bit better. Get that sorted out. And Pidgin English actually on Thursday, coming Thursday. So I will not do much Pidgin now, but coming Thursday, I've already pre-announced another speaking session. So Wednesday will be techno. Tomorrow I'll be running through the streets and visiting your houses and be in the bushes. But Wednesday I'll do a techno mix, and on Thursday I will do a speaking session and talking a little bit about my life in Nigeria back then, beginning of the 80s until like from 81 to 84. And having said that, let me just put another track in here, and then getting that sorted out a little bit different. There you go. Putting a little bit of deeper beats in there. So the idea for this Thursday is to speak about my time in Nigeria, because I met a lot of people from Africa here on YouTube the last couple of months who I got friendly with, and what I'm really appreciating. So I'm really looking forward to give you some insights about my time back then in Nigeria. I know I've talked to quite some of you a little bit about it, but then all the people who are really interested in it and who would like to know more would be able to then understand also why I'm so much enthusiastic when I meet African people, when I have the opportunity to joke around a little bit in Pidgin English, and when I'm not misunderstood while doing that, because I think a lot of people might think, oh, okay, there's the white guy who is making fun of the Africans and all that stuff. That is definitely not me. So for sure not, just to make sure. I mean, most of you who know me for a little bit now, they know that I'm not like that, but these days you have to be very careful and better say things 3 or 4 times rather than just saying, I'm a cool boy, but people still will think that I'm not, or whatever. So to also give you some background insights about kind of my story from back then and how things go and how things went and everything, so that you understand a little bit about my kind of heritage, my roots, and why people think that I am trapped, that I'm a Nigerian trapped in a white guy's body, so to speak. I was told that just recently from someone from Nigeria, and yeah, I would like to believe it's not too untrue. And I always consider myself having some kind of African roots, because I think when you live there as a kid for 3 years, that has a big influence on the life. At least it had for me. And therefore, I'll reveal that. I will reveal more on that on Thursday this week. And then we get that sorted out. And yes, I do, Maria. In the most not eatable way, but yes, I do, indeed. And therefore, yeah, I'm looking forward to that on Thursday as well. And getting to understand, so that you guys understand a little bit more about my roots. Getting some more beats into more hi-hats. And yeah, that's what I do. So this is me. This is a little bit me. Hey, Charity, how's you doing? Welcome to my house. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Have a seat. So in case you have any questions on the music part that I talked about today, please feel free. I would really appreciate to give you some information on that, and give you some background stories, maybe, if you want to. And then, of course, otherwise we can start talking about some other stuff, if you want to. I'm doing well, Charity. Thank you so much. Well, Eddie, as far as I learned, they make you happy as well. Just you take the ordinary way. I take the adult way, bro. But you need to go home, my brother. Eddie, you need to go home for sure. You need to go home, man. You need to eat some gallons of beans, man. So I see all my friends here. I'm actually looking who I want to do the raid to later on, but there's none of them is there. None of you guys is there. None of you guys is live to get a raid. Ooh, okay. Whoever I see on live at first will get the raid after this. So I'll do this for another 20 minutes. And then I think that should be enough for today, because remember, you'll see me quite a couple times this week. And then we get that sorted out. And then, yeah, I'll be here another 20 minutes. And then I will be, I saw Eddie on his channel yesterday, Maria. He's only a skeleton with a little bit skin around it that holds it together. So, whoever is first, either live or something like that, I'll do this exactly another 19 minutes. At an 8:30 my time, I'll come to the end and do one goodbye, and then not a 30-minute goodbye ceremony like certain other people do, who I will not mention here by name, because I'm such a nice guy. And also I did the silence vow as a father, so silence vowing, whatever it is. So therefore, another 19 minutes, something like that. My brother Delta State, they miss you all. Yeah, I know. Delta State, they miss me. Maybe they will be the only ones rolling out a red carpet whenever I come back to the Warrior area. Oh, Sister Unique Mom, you can actually brush the red carpet for me, and then I might come quicker. You never know. So on Thursday there will be more Pidgin English, I promise. And then whatever is the thing coming up, then I'll become. Well, I don't see Agatha here. Agatha, when is your premiere starting? I don't see premieres here. I only see either lives or. I don't see a premiere here, honey. Have you made yourself rateable yet? Because I don't see a premiere. I don't see a premiere here from Agatha. I have no idea where there is a premiere. There's no Agatha premiere here. At least not from what I see. All I always see is like go to bed with me, or watch me sleeping, or come to whatever red light district with me, or what else do we have here? Some videos from 3 days ago, I don't know. Agatha, have you done your channel rateable so that you can actually receive? I don't know if it works with videos. I think it only works with either videos that I have or videos in other channels, but I don't see yours coming up here. My deeply sorry, but I'm going on for another 15-16 minutes anyway, so I'm not going right now. So whoever I see first, we'll do it as a surprise. Beside that, has anyone got any questions on what I talked about today from the music section? Is there anything you would like me to go deeper into or more detailed into? Is there anything? Then this is your chance. You got another 16 to go. But also, of course, we can sit here in awkward silence, and I stare at the screen and make you scared or something. And Agatha, I understood that you are having a premiere, but I'm not seeing it popping up here. I don't see any premiere from you coming up here. And I've refreshed the screen now quite a couple of times, but there's everything coming up here, but there's no Agatha, I'm afraid. At least not on my screen. So we will see what's going on when the time is up. Otherwise we find someone else, and then we have to make you rateable first. And anyway, so is there any further when I'm coming to Düsseldorf? Lily, I have no idea. I have no idea yet, because there's nothing coming up with job, Maybe, I'm not 100% sure. I just got an email today that Düsseldorf plays Schalke in 10th of May, I believe. But I'm not sure if I'm going. It depends on how I get there, train or car and stuff, and how I actually get home after that, and when I get home after that, and all that funny things. We'll have to see. Let's say the earliest would be between the 9th and the 11th of May, but I'm not 100% sure. We will see what's going on. And Agatha, do me a favor. Post the link in here for your premiere. At least I can put it on top of the chat. But I have to rate it somewhere else if I'm gonna rate it, because I don't see anyone who I know on here with a live or a premiere. Agatha, I don't see your video. I don't see it here. Sorry. Because usually if you have a premiere, let me see if I can fix that different. Channel. Let me see your channel. Videos. Is that the birthday vlog thing? The weekend birthday vlog, Agatha? Is it that one? The weekend birthday vlog? Then I can have a look on that. Yes, it is nice that it is in the next 13 minutes. I'm just asking you if it is the birthday vlog thing. Hey Ramin, how's you doing, bro? Let me have a look. Now as I know the name, Agatha Chow, weekend birthday vlog. Starting in 12 minutes. Okay, let me see what I can do. But as long as it doesn't turn up here, I can read the radio over there, right? No, it doesn't turn up here, Agatha. So the rate, I will believe, will go somewhere else then, I have to say. But I'm gonna put the video link, I put it here in the chat, and then people can decide if they go to the premiere or if they go somewhere else. Wait a second. Whoopa. All right, so guys, if you later want to go to Agatha's premiere, which starts in 11 minutes, please feel free to tip the link on top of the page. And there we go. Damilola, hello, good evening. Very nice to meet you. And good to have you in the house. So therefore, Agatha, I put it on top of the screen, but I don't see it here in my list of videos or lives. So therefore, that's all I can do from here, I'm afraid, because I don't see you coming up at all. I hope you don't mind, and deeply sorry, but if I don't see it, I don't see it. And so, happy Monday to everyone. To those who have now just joined, thank you very much for coming, and really appreciating it. So I hope that you have enjoyed so far a little different way of the World of Ragus, or Father Ragus, or Father Mess, because usually I'm doing a lot of jokes and fun and stuff like that, and which I actually like doing, love doing, especially when I get the feedback and the response. But on the other hand, I thought sometimes every now and then it's also good to do something more serious with a little bit value behind it, and I hope that this was not disturbing for you guys so far. And having said that, I think it was a good idea that some people kicked my butt a little bit to do some more speaking stuff, so that you guys know a little bit more about the person behind the desk, the DJ decks, and therefore I've already put it on top of the screen. It's already on top of the chat. You don't have to double post. It's already mentioned. It's already on top of the chat. So you're cool. At the end of the day, the opportunity to connect to each other should be there. Everyone in here has a blue name. So for those of you who have not connected to each other yet, please do so now, because I think it is a cool thing to do so, and getting connected to people, getting connected to those who you haven't known yet. And it is really cool that those opportunities actually exist. So making new friends is now just a mouse click away, and it is really cool to actually connect to each other, know people from all over the world with just a mouse click these days. Saves a lot of money because you don't have to travel, which is even better. So therefore, let's get that done as well. So just like some program news or some program updates. So tomorrow you will be me visiting you guys in your houses, and Wednesday at 7 p.m. German time, which is literally the time that today's stream started, I will play a live techno session for an hour and a half, maybe two, depending on how things go. On Thursday, I will do another speaking session where I will reveal on my life in Nigeria as a kid, so that you know what's going on, what went on back then, and what it had influence in my life and stuff like that, and why it is so easy for me to get connected to African people, and maybe also the other way around, or maybe that is the other way around, where African people relatively easy get connected with me without having any doubts or something on myself, which I do appreciate indeed. And then of course on Saturday we will have this time not a gospel house session, but funky disco house, funky house session. Gonna be pretty funky, but still house music, and hope that you guys gonna enjoy that and have some fun. And also would like to shout out to Damilola's daily quiz channel. I would like to shout out to Unfiltered Maria's cooking channel, so to speak, where you also discuss things of life. Also a big shout out to Eunice Talata's fitness channel, where even I lost 2 grams just by watching. And obviously you can also watch Kirky Lily's channel regularly. Please do so, because she is a really bundle of funny energy, singing along, connecting to people, connecting each other as well. She's also posting a lot of other people's channel, and getting people connected. So she's doing a lot of voluntary work on that as well. And my recommendation would also be, again, if you want to know more about how to educate kids, how to do teaching in life, I'd really recommend Special Ability Learning's channel. Agatha Chow obviously as well. So therefore, there's a lot of people in here who I would really recommend you to watch. Then of course we have our friend Eddie in the house, who is so poor in beans that he is really desperate to go home to his country. And Nadia Chovi, who is living abroad and always brings a lot of fun and joy with her videos. So guys, connect to each other. That is my strong wish, my strong ask for you guys. If you haven't done so already, feel free to do so. If I haven't named anyone particularly right now, please, I'm sorry. Okay, by the way, Essie Munjai, please connect to her as well. She's back in the game, and she's back on YouTube and doing couple of things more. Sonia, my dear friend, also thank you so much for the recent mentioning on your channels. That is really appreciating, and I really like that, and really appreciate that. and therefore it is really cool having had that I had the chance to get that in as well, and therefore, yeah, it's cool getting that sorted out as well. To meet each other, talk to each other, and hopefully I'll see you guys here again on Wednesday, 7 p.m. German time, which is I believe 9 p.m. Kenyan time, 6 p.m. Nigerian time, 6 p.m. also UK time, which should be like around between 2 and 3 p.m. US time, depending on where you are, or 11 a.m. if you are somewhere in Nevada or something. And yeah, feel free to do so. And let me see. Okay, so there's so Agatha, I still don't see your video. I don't see your premiere at my screen, which I'm deeply sorry for. But I get something sorted out for the live stream. So whoever of you guys is live first, when I see that in the next minute and a half or two, I'll direct the stream there after this. So, and I hope that you had some good times so far on this channel here today, and I hope that you enjoyed that you guys enjoyed this time a little bit here today. It was a bit different than the usual Ragus that you know and see and whatever hear and stuff like that. Obviously, when I visit your houses today, I will definitely come back to the usual topics. Unless you want to discuss serious things, obviously on your channel, I'll be happy to do so as well. You cannot always spray joy and fun, but you can also discuss certain topics or discuss more serious topics as well. Obviously, that should be a normal thing to happen. And yeah, happy if you like today. And if you have your channel live by now, then I'll see who is there, and then I'm gonna swap it over there. Please don't forget to bookmark the top of the chat, guys. Tap the channel. You can have it open in a second window, and in a couple of minutes the premiere will be starting, and then you guys have that sorted out as well, and then you have opportunities to jump to other channels and get the things sorted out. So maybe there will be no raid for me today because I don't see anyone online who is actually live at the moment. So maybe I'll just close this one then, and then people can actually go wherever they want. Or is anyone of you, maybe you can write that in the chat, is anyone of you guys up to go live? Something like now? Then let me know when you're live, and I'm going to see that I find it here, and then I can actually swap it over. So whoever wants to be in charge with the wonderful people from this channel, let me guys know. Well then, Faye, go ahead. Run, run, run. Let me see if I even got you here. I haven't got you yet. No, okay, now I got you. All right. So anyone who I can see who is already in my network, will get the raid. Sorry for that. So, okay, doke, guys, it was a pleasure to have you here. I don't see anyone here yet to send the thing to. So I think I would just leave it as it is. I did. Here's some water. I'm still working on the wine trick, but didn't work yet. So maybe I have to. Simply put my robe on again and try the water trick again, if that ever works. But so far it didn't work yet. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you very much for your attention for tonight. Hope that you enjoyed it a little. And since no one is here live at the moment, I'll just drop the stream. Let everyone go wherever you guys want to go, and then thanking you very much for your attention. I hope you liked it. Wishing you a great evening, brothers and sisters. And nobody is here. Interesting. Normally all the people are live. That's cool. None of them. Ah, there he is. Okay, Fake Hila. She won the jackpot. So I'm gonna drop it, and we're all gonna see in Fake Hila's channel in just a minute. Wishing you all a great evening. Thank you for coming. I'm really appreciating it, and please don't forget to hit the like button, and maybe afterwards, if you haven't done so, please feel free to subscribe. Wishing you a great evening. I'm going to stop it here now, and we see you again on Wednesday in this house or in the streets in between. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay cool. One love. Good night.